Hello and welcome back. This is Mutiny Motorsports. This is season 11. And we're so excited to have you with us. In the commentary box today, I am Alex. Alongside me, I have Anthony and Gary. Say hello, guys.
Hey, hey, hey.
Here we go. Here is the schedule. If you've already watched it, and if you haven't watched it, go watch Long Beach. What chaos that was. But here we are.
Hello.
The Telmar Rio 100 at Jacarepagua. I hope I'm saying that right. This is round 2, and we are in for a great little treat here. Look at this track. We have not been here before in the Mutiny. There are just 4 corners over 54 laps, and it's exactly 3 kilometers for this track. But boy, this oval, roval, whatever you want to call it, is very difficult. There is no banking here. The braking markers are off to the side. It is hard to judge. And here we go for qualifying.
TTAR with an amazing 39.6 there, gaining pole position. Rodders in second, about half a second back. Debug, and then Orange. NDF, Leclerc, followed by Artie, Alex, John, Shattered, Garrett, and Viltech.
It's close. You got to look there, and you can see at the bottom there, Ricardo, he tried to join us. It was too late for him. There is a rule in the AMS Mutiny. If you can't join within the final 2 minutes of qualifying, you will not be allowed to start. You can't even join the sessions, so that happens. And we're going to catch these guys starting the formation lap. But you got to look at the times there. Look at that. From 0.4 back to 0.6, 0.8 to Shattered. All, what is that, second to 10th, all within 0.4 of a second? That's a sneeze and you miss it kind of moment. Yeah, and this, we got to say, this is a bit of a, not the actual debut for Rodders here, but Rodders, so, you see, new name.
Everyone showing some pace, but
has joined us for the summer fling, but this is his first real outing. Did try to make it into Long Beach, but had to cancel last moment. So we're excited to see what he could do. He had some real promising pace in those summer fling races.
Yeah, he's shown some real pace in practice as well. He's definitely going to be one of the top contenders today.
Yeah,
definitely fighting for that win.
Going to put down a marker. He was a little bit puzzled where TTAR found that 0.4 of a second on him, but this is a race. This is different. It's hazy out there. Track conditions. What is it? 25 tracks. So that's pretty cool actually for these cars, these tires.
Yeah, I think this is going to be really. Yeah, exactly. I think these temps in the track here are going to be a little bit of a challenge when starting this race and getting these tires to that sweet spot, and also coming out of the pits. We should look out to see what's going to happen there if those tires aren't up to temp.
They are going to be cold coming out of the pits. There are no blankets here as we are going towards the line. Everyone's lined up nice and neatly. You can see the little dash coming up. Here we go. They're off. They start their lap. And TTAR off into the lead, and immediately followed by Rodders. Oh, but he's going wide, right towards the barrier. Is there any damage there?
Ooh. It looked like he managed to keep it out of the wall there.
I do see a car trailing behind already. If you look in the track map on the top right, number 12, that is Orange. That could not be good for TTR's teammate. He was hoping for some backup, but already started. I think he started from 4th, if I remember you. Oh, and there's someone else in the wall. That looks like Shattered Compass. That must be damage. He is wall riding that thing the whole way around. And yet we can see him peeling off to the pits now. Not a great way to start the race for those two. And down to T1. This is Artie in that beautiful livery, and he's being hounded by Garrett O'Brien there coming out of T1. You can see him shifting up to T2. Keeps it up on the inside, now getting right in the slipstream.
Yeah, looks like John's right behind there as well, trying to take advantage of that, see what's available.
And yeah, You got to play it easy in these first laps. These tires, maybe not up to temperature after that. Just one warm-up lap. So maybe taking a little bit of time. And here we go on board with NDF in P2.
I fit wet tires.
Oh, shattered.
Oh, not good. Miscommunication with the pit team.
Yeah, that is, I have no idea why they would have bought wet tires out. It is cool and it is hazy, but it is not wet out there at all. So that is going to be another pit stop, I imagine, for Shattered Compass as he wants to go back in. And TTR dropped down to 5th place in that Telefonica car there. You can see it, the yellow and blue car was in pole position, but in those opening laps, with a little ride maybe up against the wall. So he's looking at taking back 4th from Asmoon down the inside into the braking zone. How's it going to go?
Asmoon's got the slipstream, but he's got the late braking there. He's got it, looks like.
That's a handy move down the inside, looking at reclaiming his pole position there. His first place is Asmoon now jumps into the slipstream as we get NDF right beside Rodders. So this is for the leads. They are not shy on these opening laps, are they? Lap 5. They have, and as they come across to start lap 6, it was pretty much neck and neck. It's going to be the braking zone. Who feels braver?
No, they've pulled quite a gap as well, almost 2.5, 3 seconds there.
Just squeezes NDF as cautiously as he can out towards those walls, and those walls are not forgiving.
Maximizing every bit of that track.
Absolutely. And NDF not holding back, even brave, going into T4 around the outside. Oh, not great. As I see, is that Shattered coming in the pits? There's a bit of a move there. Oh. And here we go. That is Leclerc and Asmoon. So TTR made short work of Leclerc, and Asmoon is in their battle. Who is that just behind them? I think that's Debug. It is.
Yep.
Maybe looking to pick up some points here. Out onto the back straight. Look how much they're tucked up underneath each other. There's a lot of these drivers have not done the oval thing before, so this is a real trial by fire. Probably one of the toughest ovals on the calendar. And having to... Yeah, it is a very quick lap.
Yeah, and on top of that, not having much positive camber to help you on these corners, so you got to get really into your brakes compared to a lot of these other ovals on the calendar.
I believe one of the shortest ovals as well.
You can see the curb there. It is inviting you to drive on top of it, but it is not as grippy as the tarmac. And we can see track temperature still about 24, wind about 3. And there we go on board with RT94 in place 7 right now. So taking a look, using the racing line there. In front of him, he's got Leclerc taking the defensive slightly inside line as they come through the exit. And these slipstreams are so important on this track. You've got 2 big straights to use them, and they're so important.
Looks like we've got some small packs forming here. NDF and Rodders out in front, of course. Then we've got TTAR about 2.5 seconds behind. And then we've got this group of about 4 cars here who are all within a second of each other. And they'll be fighting all the way, surely.
Yeah, you got to imagine every movement they make is affecting the car behind them in the dirty air when they go through those turns. And you can see Leclerc there trying to find a slightly different line to the 2 cars in front of him, just to try and have some clean air go over the wings. As we go on board with Debug, who's made his way through the pack now. Did show some serious pace in qualifying. And a bit like TTR, looking to regain some of those places. Maybe just a bit too cautious off the line, both of them.
Yeah, they're all tucked in so tight there. It's any false move and someone's going into that wall. It's really impressive.
Oh, we haven't seen it on on the screen, but I can see a 10-second penalty there. Shattered compass collision with Garrett O'Brien. And we can see Garrett way back there in 10th spot and Shattered in the pits again in 12th. So this has not been a great start for either of those guys. In fact, quite the experienced trio, Garrett, Orange, and Shattered, all with not great starts to their races.
It seems like Shattered has had a season opener to forget, finishing about, I think it was 11 laps down last week at Long Beach, and now 2 pits within about 12 laps here. So definitely not a season start to remember.
No, and here we go. We're on board. So this is the collision that's just happened. So Garrett goes wide in T1, and on the exit, oh, there we go. Unlike what we saw with Rodders and NDF earlier, there was not space given on the exit there. You can see he goes right up towards the barrier, a bit like TTAR on the opening lap, and then Shattered just comes across thinking, that's my spot, why are you there? And Garrett probably thinking the same thing again. Here we are on board with Shattered Compass. Oh, you can see the sheer amount of understeer he got entering that corner. And then, just in his
I was about to say
spot.
that these cars, that they have so much power they're putting down and coming out of that corner, you have to be so careful with that throttle because it just wants to do all kinds of crazy, it wants to put you sideways so quickly. And you're fighting it from all different kinds of angles, and it's probably a little bit of that car getting out of control and not realizing the space there. It looked, unfortunate, but looked like, they're back on track. Oh, actually, Garrett is in the pits again.
Yeah, he is. I think he's finally made it. On the last couple of laps, just before the replay, we saw him driving on the inside, on the infield and the grass, trying to get back to the pits. So he's probably still being repaired there. But this gaggle of cars is still moving. So as we go to lap 14, it's Rodders with NDF just behind him, 0.3 of a second, and then TTAR's just starting to close the gap. But then behind that, it's Debug, Leclerc, Artie, and Arsmoon. And you got to wonder if one of these guys is slowing the others down, or if they're all just slowing each other down.
It does seem that the leader of this group is changing fairly frequently. So I wonder if they're all. Maybe there's some that are dropping to lower fuel maps to maybe save some fuel, or
and that
I think that was Artie.
Yeah, I got booted.
He did. That was a front right to rear left, and that sent him straight into the wall. That is disappointing. They were having such a good time up until then, but as we said, maybe just starting to hold each other up, just fighting a bit too much. You can see their pace is off the leader's pace by about a second. So what are some of the things we're looking here, Gary, for these setting up these cars for a successful race?
Yeah, well, getting the downforce right is the first move. You need to get, which makes this track interesting, is because you do need to have a strong braking to come in here into T1 as we're watching now, but you also need the downforce to get a nice, clean, fast exit on throttle, because that car wants to get sideways. As you saw there, NDF is pushing it, and he pulled back because he knew what was coming if he went any further. He was going to be going sideways very quickly, just because of how much power these cars put down. And so you want to be trimmed out for low downforce.
My race is over, I guess. I got hit.
And confirmation, Artie there is in the pits. He thinks his race might be over, but as we know in the Mutiny, it is not over until the checkered flag flies, and the squabbling at the front has meant a change of second place as TTAR starts to make his way back up into that leading group.
It's impressive pace from TTAR, considering if we look, what was it, about five laps before, he was a good couple of seconds off this lead 2, and now he's right in it.
Yeah, right in it, but just like the group behind them where we saw that collision, being in a little group there does mean you have risk. So to get to the lead, first of all, you have to pass the other people in front of you safely and hope there isn't a collision in front.
This car is beautiful. I'm sorry I crashed it. It's lovely.
And Orange there apologizing for the setup work. Oh, not for the setup work, for crashing the car.
Oh, the downforce loss.
How apt, Gary. You were talking about the downforce and the way it handles with the car. And there we go, Jon complaining. Where is Jon?
Yep.
He's in the middle of that pack, 7th place.
And that's probably why he's complaining, is because he's in the middle of the pack and he's fighting slipstream and downforce issues. And, when you're in that slipstream, it's very different from when you're out in the front. And, you need to design your car for both, be able to handle both, but still be as fast as possible. So it's the balancing act.
It is. And if it was like the F1 movie, you could just build this car for combat, but they cannot. They got to build this car for speed and balance. And that's one of the things about this car. No, there's no plan C. There's no plan Z. There's no Ferrari strategies here. This is karts. This is the year 2000.
We are checking. We are checking.
There's no checking. It's just you and the car.
He's closing the gap, though. TTAR here.
Yeah, he's closing the gap. And the leaders go in. As you go back on board with that race start from TTAR right up towards it, you just see the slightest hint maybe of dust there as he rides the wall. So we'll see if he has any slight damage from that, and you can see him dropping through the pack in that replay. That's how he lost this. That's how he lost pole position off the line.
Yeah, it's a tricky corner. It's a dangerous place to make a gamble for lap 1 T1 there, and it's even though it wasn't too bad on the wall, I think he seemed like he came out pretty decent, all things considered.
We can see Leclerc here inheriting 3rd with those front 2 going into the pits. Good pace from him right now as we see another one dive into the pits. I think that might be Debug. It is. You can see him dropping down in your leaderboard on the top left-hand side. I think the sun's starting to creep through. The haze is lifting. The track isn't changing in the temperature guide, but the medium cloud now it's showing. So here we go on board with Orange. This is his race start. So what happened to him? This is them. Got it nice and slow-mo for us. The mountains in the background. Immediately off the line, he starts catching. I think that's Debug ahead. Oh, and immediately into the wall. And that's the power that you're talking about there, Gary.
Yeah, it's lethal. It's that first gear. That car wants to go sideways, and it's a real balancing act of trying to get a great launch and really upshifting into second, I think, as soon as he can.
Here we go, Leclerc into the pits. So Asmoon inheriting the lead right now, lap 22. Everyone's a little bit out of position. And we can see the time. So TTR a 109, that was his pit lap. And then his next lap, we'll see him come around soon, a 41. So he's getting those tires up to temperature now. And there is refueling. So these cars will come in, quick splash and dash, fill up the tanks, get some new boots on there, and back out. But they are cold boots. How does that change the driving out there, Anthony, on cold boots?
It's like Gary's been saying. These cars put down so much power that even on warm tires, these things want to spin. But these cold tires is lethal. That put down of power is amplified so much more on cold tires. They're going to have issues not only putting it down but also coming out of the corners and their steering. It could be why we saw TTAR go wide in T1. There's just so much less grip on these cold tires.
And we can see after this first pit stop stage, Rodders has come out in the lead, actually. We just saw in the background there, him taking that spot.
And speaking of warm tires, he had pitted right before NDF, I believe, and so he probably had his tires warmed up a little bit more, and he was able to make that corner more comfortably compared to NDF just coming out of the pit. It's a little more, like I said, it's a little more of a gamble at that point.
It is, and we can see it there. Same thing with TTR. They pitted at the same time. And NDF just struggling to get those tires up to temperature, as we said, in a 43. That was his lap time against the 41s of the warm tires ahead of him. So this race isn't over yet. top three seem to be glued together, and then there seems to be a gap now. Arsmoon 15 seconds behind. It's coming into this race at the end of Long Beach. If you haven't watched it, spoilers. Arsmoon was second in that race. So again, looking like a championship contender through the chaos, kept the car on the straight and narrow, and right now just outside of the podium. He is being hassled there. Oh, and that was close.
Ooh.
By Leclerc as he chops
Closes
in
the
front
door.
of him.
Yeah. Wow.
That's a lot of trust in your fellow drivers not to just suddenly catch you.
Absolutely.
And looking at the back here, actually, Orange in the pits, this looks like a scheduled stop, but he looks like the leader of all the guys who have crashed or made mistakes so far. So up into 9th, ahead of Garrett, ahead of Artie, and ahead of Shattered, who we know had at least a double pit stop so early on because of those wet tires. But this is heating up here for P4. It is Leclerc, Arsmoon. Leclerc seems to have it. He doesn't even need T1, he just needs the straight. I wonder if he's running just a little bit less wing.
Yeah, definitely possible.
Here we go. Back to the front two, and they're starting to drop NDF just a fraction. He hasn't been able to get the same lap times as he did. And they've got a back marker now in front of them.
All three of them taking different racing lines around that corner. It's an example of just how different you can attack on this track.
It is indeed, and there's someone going slowly in the infield there, but that is not their concern. I think that is Viltech in 7th. They're actually going past. And
just a reminder, blue flags are different for this season as compared to previous season. The back markers don't need to get out of the way. They can continue to hold their lines, and almost race the leaders.
That is correct. That is correct. And if you don't know already, I don't think we've mentioned it so far, but again, we have to mention, if we haven't, the skins for this season. Beautiful liveries of these 2000 kart cars. You can find this in the link below. These skins are hosted on Overtake GG, and it is Chrissy2174 with the resources there. So please go check it out if this is your thing. It's got the AI, it's got the skins, all your favorite liveries. It's even got helmets, which is actually pretty rare.
John making that outside move here. Yeah, it's really making this stick and maximizing all that track on that exit. But it doesn't seem like he was able to. Well, let's see.
Let's see, indeed. And we know we got some experienced hands with John there. He has taken a win in, I believe it was the season finale of season 9. If you have not watched that, that was a cracking race. Go back, go find it on our YouTube page. And here we go, down the inside. Brakes hard, brakes late. Side by side.
Yeah.
He offers his compadre there a little bit of extra room. We have not seen that. Oh.
Debug is right behind it all, ready to pounce too.
Oh, you gotta be thinking, if you're Debug, do you hold that close and just sit in the slipstream and just hope they don't tap each other? Because if they tap each other, where do you go? I'm guessing you go to the inside if you have the grip. Because they're just going to drift right towards the outside, potentially into where you're going for clean air.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right. And just try to see if something can happen, because this is certainly a tricky track, and you just mix that line wrong, you get off that line incorrectly. If your tires aren't right, you could be going into that wall easily.
So lap 30, this race is flying by. Let's go through the leaderboard. In first place, we got Rodders, 0.2 ahead of TTAR as they are on screen. As I say that, that is as close as it gets. Inseparable. And then NDF John.
Sparks flying too. Here we go. Here we go.
TTR, he's out of the slipstream. Oh, he doesn't seem to have the straight line pace. 100-meter marker, braking a fraction later.
Yeah, he's been braking later. Let's see what. I think it seems like that's his strength in this race so far. Is his braking.
Side by side out of T4. He's trying to make a move. again, making no grounds down the straight. Let's see into the braking zone. No, he tucks up behind. Experience there saying this wasn't the lap. As good as that was, I mean, he was pretty much alongside at one point on that back straight, on that front straight, but that was not enough.
Yeah, you've got to wonder what he's thinking. There's still a good 20 odd laps left. Does he sit behind Rodders there, save fuel? Maybe try for a late safety car move. He probably doesn't want to push too early on, because otherwise Rodders could take it right back. So some strategy coming into play here.
Yeah. And they have raced each other. They have been on the same track at the same time in the Summer Fling, but this is them both finding out what they're like in the somewhat equal machinery here in the top level of motorsport. And TTR, we can see 0.1, 0.10, he's going down the inside into T4. Can he make it stick on the exit though? Oh, it's so close between them. I don't want to look.
He's ahead. He definitely could tell that he was ahead with the braking, and that's why he took that inside line and really pushed him out a little bit with that late braking, and which he's doing exactly again here, and try to help get ahead and take advantage of that.
There we go. He comes around T1 through T2. It looks like he's got the move done, but he doesn't have...
Rodders is not letting up. He is right behind him on his tail.
And he's pulling out of the slipstream. He's trying to find his way through. He's thinking better of it. He's thinking, right, okay, he's taken me there. I've got the straight line speed. How do I get him back now? Two different strategies seeming to play out here right in front of us, which is awesome to see. Two very different approaches for setup. Despite being in the slipstream, TTR 0.3 of a second faster, Rodders being 0.3 of a second slower than TTR, despite that slipstream he's getting. Yeah,
and losing about almost 2 to 3 tenths on that last braking zone as well. Another example of that later braking paying off for TTAR.
There we go. I mean, the movements look really smooth on board with Rodders there. That is some car control to be in the dirty air and only make one sweep of the wheel through that corner. We knew he raced a little bit ago with Jon and Debug in prior leagues, and they're all back together this time, even all in the same team, I believe. But there's some experience there outside of the Mutiny really helping him today. Let's see
this opening, these two out front, really the only ones in the 40-second lap times there. Got Jon and Debug a little bit further back, but these front two are definitely pulling away.
Has NDF got a little bit of damage? I just see him steering slightly right hand down on the straight there. Could explain why he suddenly dropped off the back of the front runners. Here we go.
It could very well be a setup thing as well. I know many oval drivers love to have the car turn left ever so slightly with zero steering input, so he could just be counteracting that.
That could well be the case. Yeah, these cars can be set up completely asymmetrically and rebalanced in oval configuration. Lap 37, it's 0.3 of a second between them, and you can see every time they're on the straight, Rodders gaining a tenth and then losing 2 tenths, as Gary said there. 3 tenths in that one, down to 0.7. What's he got to be doing? What tools has he got in the car there to help him?
Well, you can control your roll bars in the front and the rear. You know, as your fuel changes, you can play around with that. If you feel like your car is either rotating not enough or too much, getting a little understeer on turn in, those are some tools that you can play with. As well as a weight checker, I believe. On the ovals, you have that controls as well.
And the weight jacker, it will pitch the car towards the front. As Rodders pits in there, so maybe a little bit lighter on fuel than TTAR.
3 cars in the pit, actually, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And we got Jon in the pits and Artie as well. So Artie stayed in the race. He thought his race was over, but right now he's in 10th. Looking like he's battling with kind of Garrett O'Brien kind of range as Garrett takes him now as he comes out of the pits, and Debug into the pits. Right, this was not the start for the season for Shattered Compass. 4-time race winner, though, in the Mutiny, so handy pair of hands. You got to wonder what's going on.
Yeah, he's a very good driver, very quick, but unfortunately his luck does seem to change quite drastically race to race, as we've seen in previous seasons.
Yeah, he had a lot of... in fact, Shattered and Orange in Season 9, I remember having quite a few come-togethers in those F3 cars. If you have not watched that season, go watch it. The great guys in Mutiny put together a season with the F3 cars where there were sprints and full races all in the same weekend, and the drivers had to learn so much that season, and it looks like TTAR has come out in front of Rodders by about 3 or 4 seconds, actually. So I wonder if he just put less fuel in. Unless Rodders made a mistake in the pit stop, I can't see the difference unless his lap time was that slow.
We got, they put some pressure on here on Debug. Oh.
And as a surprise,
looks like his teammate is taking a little advantage of that slipstream opportunity there and moseying on ahead.
Double overtake. I think that was a double overtake there.
Yeah.
Arsmoon. It's saying he's up into second right now. I'm not. Oh yeah, that's because. Okay, that makes sense. Arsmoon up into second. TTR and Rodders have pitted. Was he lapping those guys? I think he might have been.
I think he was, yeah.
Wow, so that's the pace advantage he has. Look at the difference immediately, how much he's dropped them, as Viltech is right on the back of Debug and wishing he could take that same prowess through that moment.
Give him a little look in the mirrors, remind Debug who's behind him there coming in, and scraping a little bit of the wall there as well to exit. But that exit is no joke. It is so tricky. It is so deceiving.
Yeah, if you look on the track map, it looks like nothing. It looks like you're already onto the main straight, but you are not. You are still accelerating out of turn 1, and it's through turn 2. It is so tricky, and it just kind of sneaks up on you there as you have to get the car as straight as possible.
Yeah, and try to carry as much speed as possible through that corner at the same time in order to not have to get back on throttle too soon to then, have oversteer coming out of it.
So let's run through. Arsmoon at the moment leading the pack. There's about 54 laps in this race, I believe. And we're into the twilight of the race now, lap 43. So Arsmoon's still to pit, ahead of TTAR and Rodders and NDF, who we suspected maybe had a little bit of damage there and has lost touch. Oh no, as Viltech spins, did he stay out the wall? No, he doesn't. Oh,
rough.
That dirty air just causing so much pain, kind of crabbing his way into the pits. Oh, that's really unfortunate. Is his teammate into the pits too?
Yeah, that's going to be a long pit stop for him there, certainly.
Yeah, it's going to drop him out. So he is in 7th. He has got about 40 seconds or so to Orange, but I'm not sure that's going to be quick enough for that kind of damage. It depends how much he's got to how quickly they can get it done. But this is the battle, as we're seeing, for 3rd spot. It's between NDF, Arsmoon, and Jon from 20 seconds back to about 35. That's the group Viltech was trying to be in as he gets repaired there. TTR has opened up this gap now. Not necessarily that much faster than Rodders, as we can see from the lap time. Only 0.2 in it, but maybe just the free air helping him stretch his legs just a tiny bit. And there we go. There is P2, almost the entire back straight away from the guy he's been leading and in front of most of this race. And there is third spot. So that is the gap. That's what you're looking at. That is 20 seconds from first to third. And that's how painful that must feel for NDF, who was right up with them.
Yeah, it's always a little bit more painful when you can't see the car you're trying to chase. As soon as you can see them, it sort of gives you that little extra kick to push a little bit harder and to have something to fight for. But when you're just looking at the clock, it gets a little different kind of race.
Yeah, it does. It gets a little more motivating when you can see them. Some drivers like being chased. Some drivers like chasing. It's the prey versus the predator. Here we go, Debug. Not fighting too hard against TTAR there. Hoping he can maybe get in the slipstream and be pulled along there. And there we go, Orange. We have seen he's out ahead of Viltech, so there's 20 seconds between them.
He's made a great comeback from his first incident right at the beginning, and he's been racing solid ever since.
Yeah. Oh no, is that Viltech again? That is some wonky steering wheel. Oh,
yeah, it doesn't look good.
One mistake often causes another. I wonder what happened there.
I will say that Miller Lite livery is quite nice. It really makes me want to pop open a beer just looking at it. But it is unfortunate about having to visit the pits twice like that.
Yeah, it is. And again, that Miller Lite livery is fantastic. Go check out the liveries. If you don't know, AMS2 can host your own liveries. Everyone must use the same ones if you all want to see each other's liveries. So you can all install the same pack with your buddies and go out and race and pretend you're one of these cars as well.
My frame rate is slowly dying through this whole race. Don't give up on me.
TTAR, we've so many times we hear him with stuttering or frame rate stuff. Tell you what, TTAR, go use some of that cart money to buy a new computer. Here we go. On board with Shattered Compass, making a recovery drive as well. Got past Artie.
Oh, the downforce loss again.
And Jon still, and he's right behind. If we look at the timing screen, he is just like a few tenths from the car in front, Arsmoon.
Fucking hell. Oh.
What has Jon seen? Oh! Oh, Viltech, no!
Oh,
He's facing the wrong way.
Is this going to be a safety car from this? Because,
he's been, there we go. It's a full course yellow. It's a safety car. You can see the BMW pulling out of the pits right now, looking to pick up the leader. That is the rear wing on the track.
That closed pit might be an issue for me.
And yet they close the pits. And
I wonder if this is a case of those cold tires.
Here we go. Here's a replay coming out, and immediately, oh, it just feels so pathetic. You put your foot down and the car spins on you, and there is nothing you can do. You just watch as you just drift into the wall wherever you're going. And then he can't just pull out. He can't just rev it up and go out because the cars will not be expecting that along the main street. He's got to wait for a gap. Oh, that is heartbreak from 7th all the way down. Oh, is that him under the yellow car?
Yeah, I think he's trying to get it back to the pits after, without the wing.
Oh. The pit's still closed.
Having a bit of a drift.
I don't know what to do.
And so Shattered having to go into the pits. He's saying he will not make it on fuel. He's going to take whatever the stewards dish out to him, but maybe they'll be lenient there. The pit should be shut. But this has made it exciting. Lap 54. TTR
all kinds of drama.
Yeah, ahead of NDF, Arsmoon, Jon, Debug, Orange, Leclerc, Garrett, Shattered, Artie, and then Viltech, who's had to drop right to the back because of those incidents. Ooh, and the track temperature has dropped 22 as Shattered fills up with fuel and tries to rejoin before that.
And hopefully Viltech can get repaired as well to get back on track to get points for his team, because even with the 12th place finish, he'll get at least a point for him. So hopefully they can get that repaired in time.
That is right. That is right. Looks like there's a bit of a disorganized mess there behind the safety car. It is too late in the race to unleash the lapped cars. So if these guys start again, they will need to move out the way. They probably will move out the way, let's be honest, of the cars that they're not racing around them. And look at that BMW safety car. How pretty is that?
I also really love the sticker on the back that says "Follow me" in case anybody was uncertain.
Yeah, of what it is. It is the safety car, and you got to follow. And he is hooning it around the track, but these cars are just dropping temperature in their tires. You can see them weaving, and even that's a dangerous game. Even that's a dangerous game. We have seen people drop the cars weaving before. As we start lap 53, this is the second to last lap, I believe, the penultimate lap.
It looks like I saw Garrett O'Brien going into the pits as well. I mean, he might have been running out on fuel, and we still see Viltech in the pits. Hopefully, it's going to be down to the wire.
It is indeed.
Car's still there in the pit, so he definitely hasn't retired yet.
No, he has not. Keep us updated, guys, when he comes out the pits.
Oh, I see a number 12 moving. Looks like Viltech's on the move.
That is great news. Maybe he can join the back right in time for the end. Is the safety car going to keep going round?
It is lap 54 now, so this might be a safety car finish.
It might be, yeah. Is it coming around? Oh. This is a tough one to swallow. What we want to see is racing, and we don't want to see finishing under the safety cars. Maybe the safety car wanted to see everyone out the pits. Who knows?
And we can see Viltech trying to come around to catch up to the rest of the pack. But, yeah, not looking promising.
Not at all. So it might finish under this order, which is TTAR, Rodders, NDF, Asmoon, Jon, Debug, Orange, Leclerc, Garrett, Shattered, Artie, and Viltech. Let's see.
As we move on to the final race results there, we've got TTAR taking the lead, taking the win there with Rodders behind. Alex in third managed to jump NDF right at the line there. Then we've got Jon and then Debug, Orange, Leclerc, Garrett, Shattered, Artie, and then Viltech down in 12th there.
Oh, so was that a change on the final bit between the top, between second and third, or third and fourth even?
It does seem like, yeah, Alex did just manage to jump NDF at the line there.
Oh, look at that, opportunistic, yeah.
Move on to the driver's standings here. Alex now taking the lead with 30 points, TTAR behind. Peter's dropped down into third because he was not in this race. Debug in fourth. Then we've got Garrett moving down 2 spots. He's in fifth now. NDF, and then Rodders, they're moving up a couple of spaces. Leclerc, Orange, and we move down to Jon as the top 10, and then Shattered,
this height,
RT, and then Viltech there, rounding off the final point scorers.
That is tough pill to swallow there for Viltech. Could have been so many more points. And there we go. Team standings. We got Team Rahal at the top, 49 points. So that three-person team pulling their weight and getting as many points as they can ahead of Pac West, then ahead of PPI, which is the Orange and TTAR duet. Then we got Newman Haas, the NDF pairing with Leclerc there, and then Forsyth. And then quite a big gap back to Patrick and Penske Racing. And then all the other teams, no points so far. So that is absolutely brutal. Let's talk about that race, guys. Unbelievable, wasn't it? How in the beginning it just seemed like TTR was nowhere, and then through the race kind of came back and then just drove off into the distance until the safety car.
Yeah, that start with Rodders and NDF there certainly made it seem like they were the two drivers to watch, but TTAR managing to pull it back all race.
Yeah, that race was special. It was fighting at the top. It was fighting in the mid pack. It was tight all around. There was drama from beginning to end, and it was a really thrilling race to watch.
Yeah, and that's what we like. And even the guys who crashed right at the beginning, again, they held in and they grabbed their points. This is the most important thing about sim racing. If you don't already know, just stay in the race. Go in the pits, get repaired, go back out. You have no idea what's going to happen ahead of you. Chaos can ensue at any moment. And the safety car at the end, had it gone out a lap earlier, who knows what would have happened.
I actually took NC. Yeah. Good race. Oh, that's...
USP were lucky. I would have had you if not for that safety car. But anyway, nice race. I didn't crash. I'm happy.
Yeah, good race.
Oh, good race, guys. That was fun.
Good race.
I crashed, so I damaged my suspension so hard when I touched the wall. It changed my flag from Canada to Portugal. So,
But NDF and ASP could have taken me easy there. I was not paying attention. Oh God, that was such a shame. NDF, you'd have been neck and neck the whole race if you hadn't. Was that tapping the wall? Did you take damage? Yeah, cheers. Hopefully made you sweat a bit, TTAR, because I had pace on you in the straights. You must have been thinking, shit, because you had to get past and then keep me behind. I'll race Indianapolis, but the qualifying will be fun because I am on an all-day bender with my best pal the day before it. So it's going to... If I could just put a lap in, that'll be enough.